Welcome to the session. Today we are discussing a story, the story from the book The Magic Drum. The Magic Drum and other stories. The favorite stories were written by Mrs. Sudha Murthy. We shall look at a story from this book. Today's story is The Cunning Fruit. Udanka was a rich merchant with a vast business in North India. He had travelled all over the country and had seen many amazing sights during his travels. One day, his son Bhanuvarma said to him, "Father, you have seen so many new places. I have seen nothing. I am very keen to see the sea you described to me. Please let me go to the seaside." Bhanuvarma told Udanka, "Please let me go to the seaside." Udanka thought it was a good idea too and made arrangements for his son to travel to a South Indian town by the seashore where he could stay with one of Udanka's friends. Thus, Bhanuvarma landed up in a town by the seaside. His father's friend greeted him warmly and gave him a nice room in their house. The next day, Bhanuvarma set off to see the town. As he walked in the bazaar, he saw a man selling. Selling what? Selling jackfruit. Now Bhanuvarma had seen apples, oranges, mangoes, jamuns, but jackfruit was something he had never set his eyes upon. What a strange shape it had, and what a sweet smell. "How do you eat this?" he asked the man selling it. "Cut it, eat the fruit, and throw away the seed," replied the man. When Bhanuvarma heard that one big fruit cost only 2 annas, he was delighted and bought one. He carried it up to his room and proceeded to cut it open. He ate and ate the sweet fruit. It was like a honey. Finally, when he was done, he realized that the gum from the fruit had made his hands all sticky. To get rid of the sticky gum, he wiped his hands on his dress, but that only made his dress sticky. He then tried washing his hands with water, but the gum remained. He slapped his head in despair, and now his face too became sticky. Then he remembered there was a sack of cotton kept outside his door. He crept out quietly and tried to wipe his hands and face with the cotton, but he only managed to cover himself with cotton, which now stuck fast. So as the cotton stuck on his hands and face, the more cotton he used, the more it stuck to him. Feeling ashamed, he went to the backyard, where he knew a pot of hot water was kept. By then it was evening, and his host was calling him for dinner. Not wanting to appear before him, in that state, Bhanuvarma hid behind a tree. The people of the house called out for him for some time, and then thinking he must still be outside looking at the town or wandering around, they took the vessel of hot water inside and shut the door. Bhanuvarma looked this way and that. There was only the sheep shed now for him to sleep in. Sheep shed is the cow shed, where animals are kept, farm animals. He went there and lay down among the sheep. That night some thieves came to steal the sheep. When they saw Bhanuvarma covered in cotton, they thought he was the biggest sheep of all and carried him away. Poor Bhanuvarma dared not open his mouth to shout. At last, when they reached the outskirts of the town, they put him down. One close look at him, and they found taking him to be a ghost. They were afraid because it was a person with cotton stuck all around. They went away because it was a ghost, they thought. Bhanuvarma stood by the roadside, wondering what to do. A milkmaid who was walking by saw the young man covered in cotton and asked him what had happened. When he told her, she laughed for a long time. Then she said, "You must always rub oil on your hands before you eat jackfruit. Otherwise the gum will stick to your hands, and neither water nor cotton will take it off." She was very kind and took him to her house, where she gently removed all the cotton and the gum. Then Bhanuvarma set off back to the town. After some weeks, when he came home, Udanka asked him, "So what did you see and what did you learn?" Bhanuvarma sighed and said, "Father, I saw many strange sights, learned many new things. But the biggest lesson I learned was that whatever you do, never eat a jackfruit. It is the most cunning fruit of all." Why did he learn like this? We can't say. His is a wrong interpretation. The fruit was not cunning, only thing is he was not knowing how to eat.